when I went to work in the tax office in Montego Bay, it's the first time they was mostly men at the time, and I recall the collector of taxes then very upset because apparently he didn't get the memo quick enough to say I was coming to work the morning. And he said the preponderance of women being thrust upon him like greenhorns. I'll never forget that. I was always at the back of my mind, And so I always had this feel, and I was always concerned about, while I was in probation, young women, and how with kids and the concern when a mother is trying so hard with her child and she gets pregnant. And I'll never forget in St. Thomas, this young woman got pregnant for a policeman. And she was a young woman. I'm sure it was her first partner. You can't be sure, but I think so. And the police said the child would have to be born with the uniform before he'll accept the child. Now, and that thing's, because you imagine a young woman, her first boyfriend, and this is what happened. She's being told. So I've always had that sense. I would say first, scrutinize your partners. It's not that easy as a young person because you're in love. But it may be wise at times to listen to older folks. Take your partner to let somebody older than yourself. Just sort of vet him. Just look him over. It helps, because if he's not supportive, it's very hard. I've always said, when I've seen over the years how some women, bright women, have not been able to shine. And I said, if I had political or whatever power in each parish beside the center, I'd erect a monument to all the women who have lived but not lived. There's so many women that have just went through their lives through their partners and nothing for themselves. And you never know their true potential. So I say it is important that you try. You may not be lucky, but I'm a believer. You can change. Change it. We're fortunate to have education, and you start there in terms of your education and build on that. And I do put a lot of emphasis on your relationship with your male partners. It is so important. There may be the situation where you may find you may earn more, but what I think we have to be a little bit more gracious in terms of how we handle that relationship. We're not here to replace men or to take away from men. What we're here is to have the respect and to do what is due us. What we have to understand, the women's movement came about as a challenging of the division of labor between men and women. That is being questioned. And it is not an easy thing for even our men to understand. And to understand, why is it that I am supposed to be the head of the household and you want to come and lord it over me? It is not easy, because all the systems, the church, everything, and all the institutions reinforce this, even though it may not be so. So this is some of the difficulties you have to be able to deal with, remembering that questioning a division of labor is almost a revolution in itself. And in a revolution, there will be casualties. And you have to be savvy enough to understand where you are in that. And you have to be careful that when you think you have made it, that you try your best to see how you can haul up and help your other sisters. You have to. And at the same time, you have to help your brothers too, Because many of the brothers, given how the system is, the economic system, the system tells the man that you are the head of the household. Nonetheless, the jobs are not there. And so many men, and this is probably some of the reasons we have, where many men are trying to go into things that will give them quick money and make them wealthy as fast as possible, because they have to look after their woman. They are responsible to look after their woman, instead of trying to look and see how do we share, how do we put work together. It is not easy. The relation, and another thing, life would have been a little easier if the work that we were taught to do were given the same value. Because this is the problem, is that in the division of labor, when you say women would do nurse, service oriented, men would do the more male thing. And I am not saying that women should all go to do what men, because if you don't like it, you just don't like it. But what I do, I want to be rewarded for it. And that's where I am different. I say, if I managed as a woman, in terms using my experience as a mother to manage, and I am seeing success, do not beat me down to say I'm not doing it the way. I don't have to do it that way. If I'm getting success, if the outcome is right, reward me for what I do. So I don't have to do something which I do not like, or I feel uncomfortable about, or I have to do this to prove that, I'm not proving anything. I am here as a woman. I'm qualified. Allow me to do what I can do best. Give me the choice. Give me the opportunity.